for what? Development system, which is our training system, which we are practicing here, right? So here you can see the port status here. So 000 is configured, which means here the port is 0 here. As part of the ICF, the port should be active here. Then only this will accept the browser request here. Otherwise, it won't accept the browser request here. Just to go ahead and click on the create button. Temporarily, I am creating here. Temporarily, I am just using the default timeout parameters. So, and everything just temporarily I'm creating here, right? So then duplicate is not required, delete it. So for the HTTPS also, we can create it here. HTTPS also, we can use this configuration here, HTTPS configuration here. This both are important here, 443. So maybe 00, something like that, we can create it here by default configurations here, right? So what happens when you configure this one? When you configure this one, ICM will accept the browser-based request here. ICM will accept the browser-based request here, right? So if you see here, if you go, so if you go to the SICF is the transaction code. SICF is the transaction code here. Here, as I said, we need to activate the services here. We need to activate the services here. Suppose example, the services are not activated. Someone wants to open the web GUI, means the browser-based GUI, they want to open it here, right? So it won't open here. We will get like service cannot be reached. Why? Because the corresponding service is not available here. So what does it mean by after the host name, after the port number which you configured, the service is not available. This service is not available here. So we need to activate this service activation, go to the SICF. Then, so here we need to activate the services here. Here we need to activate the services. See here, right click and just activate the service here. Activate all. So all the sub service also will be activated. So then when you click on the refresh button, so here it's saying that one more, there is a SAP public service also we have to activate it here. So which means here you no need SAP logon pad actually, right? We no need SAP logon pad actually here. So here, so SAP will open the, we can also open in the browser mode here. We can also open the SAP in the browser mode here. So I have activated all the respective services, whatever the services it is asking, I have activated the services. Not only just web GUI, anything, any services, sub-services we can activate in the SICF transaction code here. So suppose if you go to the here, there are a lot of services here, right? Suppose in case our business, our system is using the web services or otherwise some people they will use the services to open the our SAP system, to connect to our SAP system. Then we have to enable the services here. We have to enable the services here. So you see here, so in the browser mode, I have opened the URL. I have just opened the URL. Then I can able to log into the my system. Just to open the URL in the browser, right? Then you can see I am able to connect to the, I can also able to connect to the, so through system, through browser. I don't need SAP login pad and everything. Just I need to browser based. See here, through browser also, I can able to enter the transaction codes, right? Through browser also, I can able to enter the transaction codes and I can see what's happening in the system and everything. So when you are connecting through browser in the AL08 or SM04, you can see the session type is the HTTP session. Why? Because I am using the HTTP session, not the, I am using the HTTP session here. I am using the HTTP session, not the GA sessions here. This is the RFC session. Some of the RFC destination which is connected to the 114 client host here. 114 client host here. So then we can see the sessions here, system-wide users list here, right? So this is the way we can also connect it here. Not only SAP login pad, then you don't need that one. So you can also use the browser. You can also use the browser to connect to the SAP systems as well. That time, whenever you opening the browser, right, that time here, so SMICM will help you. SMICM is helping you to connect to the browser sub-browser side here. So the main intention of the ICM is Internet Communication Manager to handle the browser-based request, to handle the browser-based request here, right? So what type of services we can, any services we have to activate via SICF transaction code, SICF transaction code. So if you go to the expand it, any service, if you go to the here, any service you can activate it here. Any service you can activate it here. So depends upon the things. So you can activate the services here. Anything so you can activate it here. Anything. So depends upon the request or depending on service activation means we have to come to the SICF, then provide the service name or full path. Then you can activate it here. You can activate it here. So that service activation can be done using the SICF transaction code. Okay, SICF transaction code here. So here to handle the services, to handle this one, here we have in SMICM, that is the one of the activity we will do in SMICM here. But here SMICM, the ICM should be running, ICM should be running, ICM should be running. So these threads will handle the ICM, the means these threads will handle the the internet based request, all those things here, right? This is the yesterday which we discussed. But you see the settings are, you can see that I configured the settings like so the dynamically I have configured. But here, whenever you restart the ICM, suppose I am restarting the ICM, you can see here, I am restarting the ICM here. So ICM restart. Sometimes we may have to restart the ICM also here. So in this case, go to administration, ICM, then exit soft means, so once all the connections are closed, then ICM will be restarted. Then hard shutdown means forcefully ICM process will be restarted. Even though if any session is active, ICM is restarted here. ICM will be restarted here. That is the concept of it. See here now, so the site cannot be reached. Sometimes we may face it, right? Whenever you open the any URLs, government or some other any public sector URLs to book the anything, URLs it won't open because of the site is under maintenance, or maybe the site so is down or something is happened. That's why you got this one here, right? So now refresh it here. Let's see. So still, yeah, now still see I am unable to connect it here. Why I am unable to connect it still? Because of when I restart it again, the ports are gone. The ports are gone here, which means I set the ports in the dynamically in SMICM. To set the ports in the ports related parameters in the, so permanently what is the transaction code and where to change the parameters. RZ10, I have to go to the RZ10, then instance profile, select it. Then here I need to change the profiles permanently. Here I need to change the profiles and parameters permanently. I have to change it here. I have to change it here permanently here, right? So here I need to use the the parameters like HTTP server underscore 0, server underscore port. I have to use it here, the ICM server. So let me go to here. Where is that? Yeah, server underscore port. This is for the ports. So here I need to type the ports, and HTTP is equal to the port number. What port number? Then restart the system. The values will be the permanent here. The values will be the permanent here. So this way we have to change the profiles and parameters here. Okay. So that is the one thing. So today, so that is the SMICM and SICF transaction codes which we discussed yesterday, right? So sorry. Now let's discuss about the SCOT administration, the SCOT transaction code. The SCOT is the transaction code here. The SCOT is the transaction code for So Scott is the transaction code for sending the emails, text messages, fax across both external, internal communication platforms. We will use the Scott here, Scott configuration here to send the outgoing emails, the mainly for outgoing emails here, outbound to mainly for the, so outgoing, which are going out of the system, outgoing emails. So this configuration, we have to do it in the Scott. Scott is the SAP Connect administration tool here, which we will use to send the emails from SAP, here. So to perform this configuration, what we have to do? To perform this configuration, what we have to do here, right? So it is required, just give me a minute. Yeah. So this outbound emails, why? Because sometimes, so any job completed or sometimes any transaction happens, the user will get the email with attachment from SAP. To get this type of things, normally if you do any transaction outside, there is a PDF or some information you will get to your email box, right? So your emails, either Gmail or organizational email, you will get it out. So here, in the Scott, we have to perform this type of configuration here. This type of configuration, we have to perform it here. So to perform this configuration, so before that, we need the SMTP server details, SMTP server details, then SMTP, the port number. Usually the port is the 25 for the SMTP server here. So, and also, so mail server, SMTP mail server details. That's why SMTP server details, like SMTP mail server here. So every organization, they have own mail server for receiving the emails to their Outlooks or Gmails. They have the receivers, right? And also the port numbers. These two details you required before we go ahead and configure the here. So the process wise, we need to open the Scott is the transaction code for do the configuration of all kind of things here, right? So in the Scott transaction code, the first what we have to do, first step, the domain, the default domain we have to configure here. So why? Because the domain we have to, if you define the domain of the SAP client, it allows to receive the emails within the domain and also outbound emails. So our emails we will receive to the particular domain here, So that's why we have to define the domain here. So if any SAP user who does not have internal email address to send the email, the sender address consists of the, so means domain. So the separate domain is generated here. That's why, so we have to use the domain, default domain name. We have to use it here. So then once you configure the domain name here, the next one, SMTP, the node activation, SMTP node activation, we have to perform it here. Then once you activate the SMTP node activation, then so we have to provide the address area. We have to provide the address areas here. Which address areas we have to send the emails here. That is the third step here. The fourth step here, then we have to do the job configuration, job name. That is called the SAP Connect job for sending the emails, to the external parties here. So external parties here. Then so job name, we have to schedule the job name here. Job name, we have to schedule it here periodically, or how many, so every 5 minutes or so periodically we have to schedule the job name here, right? So these four steps majorly we have to perform the Scott configuration here, right? Suppose let's go to the our system here. The first step is for the default domain. If you go to the Scott configuration here you see there is a utilities, there is a configuration is called the default domain. There is a configuration here. Not this one. So default domain. So default domain means star.com or co.in, something like that. The domain name, organization name, or something like that. By default domain, I'm configuring here like star.com. So any email with the domain name is star.com, right? So that's why in the settings tab, so I have configured the star.com here. Then the second step is the SMTP node activation here. You can see here there is a node creation wizard. So you have to create the node creation wizard here. So here the node name here SMTP we have to choose it here, right? So then description mail configuration from SAP here, right? Continue. So here what we have to do, mail server host name and port number here. So we don't have any mail server host name here. Just I'm giving the one sample one google.smtp.com I am giving. But in the real time, every organization they have own mail server host name here. So those details we have to provide it here, right? So but here just sample one I am giving here. Port number is the 25 by default here, right? Just click the OK button, continue button here, right? So then what type of internet emails here, other fax or pager, so right? So then continue here. So here address area, which detail, which address I want to send the emails here, means which recipients means our receivers here. But all the receiver starts with the, suppose like example star.com, or suppose like star.hcl.com, star.ibm.com, google.com, gmail.com, whatever it may be. Suppose Gmail, suppose like if you enter the gmail.com, it will send to the all the Gmailers, all the Gmail addresses, it will send it here at the rate of gmail.com here, it will send it to the all the emails here, right? So it will send to the all the Gmailers here, right? So then if you want to send any other things, you can also send it here. If you put the star, it will send to the all. You don't need to explicitly define the any receiver email addresses here, any receiver email address here. Just you can put the star at the rate of gmail.com, or you can put the star. What will happen? It will send to the all the receivers here. Star means all in SAP here, right? Just click on the continue button here, right? Here, what type of scripts? This commonly defaultly we will select this one. Just click on the next button. So do you want to select further address type? No. So here job, SAP connect job here. Maximum waiting to send the process here. Normally every 5 minutes or not, we will choose it here, right? So now the configuration we have done it here. The SMTP node configuration we have done it here, right? Mail configuration we have done it here. This is the SMTP outbound messages SMTP configuration we have done it here, right? So then now job configuration here, jobs. So job configuration we have to do it here, job configuration. So why? Because so whenever you receive the mails, how frequently you want to send the messages here. There is a SAP Connect job which we will use to send the emails. Send the emails here. The job will take the responsibility to send the emails here, right? So let me yes, here just click on the create button here. create the job for the all the address type here. There is a SAP connect job. It will send the emails here. Do you want to start? You want to send immediately or every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes? How frequently you want to send it here, right? So job periodically everything we have. So we have configuring here. So which means every 5 minutes the job will run. This job will run every 5 minutes. It will send the emails here. See here, SAP Connect job is scheduled. It will send the all the address type star. Then every 5 minutes it will start. It will start from the 5:57. So next 4 minutes it will start it here. So then it will send the mails here, right? It is scheduled status here. Means the job will send the emails here. That is called the outbound emails here. We will send to the outbound emails here. So now you can see the settings, all those things which we configured here, right? So all the address types here, anything we will send it to the here, right? SMTP configuration, we have done it here. So now if any email generated, it will send it to the, it will go to the that receiver from SAP here, So how to validate it whether emails are going or not here? How to validate it? So how the emails are going or not? If you go to the SOST transaction code, SOST outbound emails checking here, SOST here, SOST here. If you go to the SOST here, we can check the outbound emails here. Anything stuck here? Nothing. Just today's. So yesterday, today, anything stuck here? Just to go to the send status, transmitted, refresh. Anything is send the request, nothing is sent from today. Why? Because just now we configured here. Here we can track it here. How many are going, how many are failing, how many are waiting, all the information we can track it here. So normally we can send the one text message, go to the SBWP. Every user, there is a own business workspace here, Every user, there is a own business workspace for receiving the emails, sending the emails, appointment, calendars, anything. Same as like Outlook, every user, there is a one new message we can create it here, right? Or documents, inbox, outbox, all those things. Every user, they have own business workspace for available in SAP here. For that one, you need to go to the SBWP. SBWP is the SBWP is for the SAP business workspace here, right? SOST is the outbound emails checking which are going outside of the SAP, from SAP to other systems, from SAP outbound emails checking here, outbound emails here. So here you can see here you can check the status of the new messages. We can take it out here. Then we can just send the one text message, attachment, PDFs, everything we can send it here, text, right? So something like text message. So something we can send it to the receiver. Receiver means who is the receiver here? Some external or inside of the system SAP users also we can send it here. So if it is the external, suppose the example SAP basis dot so john@gmail.com. Suppose like one wrong email ID I am using here. Then what is this even? This is the external address here, not the internal SAP logon name and business partner here. It's the external address here. Then I selected here. I want to send express, then send a copy. Copy means I also should receive the copy emails here. So BCC also I want to be received here, right? So then just click on the click on the send button here. Click on the send button here. So to send to this address here, what happened here? Let me select the only SAP user, basis user here. This is the SAP logon name here. Recipient's basis does not exist. What is it? Right. So the email, it went here. So the calendar, appointment of the calendars, distribution net, anything we can send it to the SAP from here, right? So the checking, if we go to the SOST here, we can check the status here. Whether here we can check the status here. So where is that email? Maybe it went to the outbox, I guess. Let me send SBWP. Document moved to the outbox. Okay. Let me send one wrong email. Set one email. We don't have authorization to send. We have SAP on. Let me go to anything changed here. Basis user I'm using. So address data inconsistency. Okay, SAP underscore all I have. Then what I can do, I can do the SAP underscore new. It's a new authorization check here. Yeah, there is a data inconsistency address. So maybe some wrong profiles copy, wrong data copy. So something is happened here. So that's why we have this one. So SUCOMP to company SUCOMP. So some address data is in matching here. SUCOMP. Yeah, something wrong happened here. So regarding this one. So
Ravi, I think someone imported profiles from a different system into the system.
Yeah, you can see the lock also happened here. Yeah, that's the reason. Okay. Yeah, they used the 001. So yes. Maybe let me explain in my other systems here. Okay. So here let me verify it here. Scot configuration. So here someone already configured the one more thing. So it does not require one is enough here SMTP. So here we have the google.com. So internet email address. Then let me check the jobs here. SAP Connect job. So every 10 minutes it's set here, right? So this is fine. Same as like in other system. In every system, it's the same. Go to the SAP Business Workspace. Every user there is a SAP Business Workspace here. Every user there is a SAP Business Workspace for sending the documents and everything here, right? So let me go to the, so let me send one email here. Suppose like I want to send the some PDF or attachment to the one of the address here, one of the internet address here. Normally we should get the internet address here everywhere here, right? So text. Suppose if you want to attach any attachments, we can also create the attachment here. We can also add the attachments here. Anything you can add the attachment also here, right? I am also attaching the attachment here, right? I done the attachment have added here, right? So then click on the send button here, so that the email it will go. The email it will go here. But if the receiver is exist, then all the configuration is exist, then you will see the email successful email in the SOST here. SOST here. You can see here SOST here. It is waiting. It is waiting for the job to send here. That is waiting to job to send here. Just now it's created, right? In the 10 minutes, the job will send it to this emails here. Sender is SAP here. SAP to SAP. It is sending the emails to the some SAP basis, some gmail.com. It is going here. So here we can monitor it here, all those things here. So here all we can monitor it here, everything we can monitor it here, what's happening and everything we can monitor it here, right? So suppose if if I take the last 1 year data here, so let me see how many are failed here. Yeah, there is a one more thing also failed in 2023 here. Now there is a one more test we happened in the then now today itself here. So it's failing. It's a failing here. Why it is failing means the messages are failing means because of the in the Scott transaction code, the address, the mailbox address which we someone wrongly defined the different thing here, something google.smtp.com. Actually, there is a smtp.com. So we have to correctly set the emails. Then, so address area, okay. Then, yeah, actually there is no mailbox server name here. If you have the mailbox server name, definitely we can send the emails to we can get the emails from the SAP. We don't have anything here. So this is about the outbound emails here. Outbound. So there is a one more thing here in SMICM. There is a port here. So there is a port also should be active here. 25 port number here. 25 instance number port also should be active here, right? So SMTP port here, not only HTTP, HTTPS port in SMICM. So HTTP, SMTP port also should be active here. Active here. You can see here it should be active in the port also should be active here. The same port should match here, right? Port should be match it here. The wrong port number. Then so default. Then a job. The job also should run it here. Whenever the job runs here in SM37, if you go ahead and select the job name here, select SCP Connect, you check here how frequent it is running here. Every 10 minutes the job is running here. Every 10 minutes the job is running here, which will send the emails here. This will send the emails to the receivers here, which will send the emails to the receivers here, right? So let me say what is the output of the job here, output of the job here. So number of objects selected 0, nothing is processing here. So it will check the any email stuck, then it will process the emails here, right? Let me run manually one time here, right? Let's see whether the emails goes or not here. Let me go to, so repeat the scheduling immediately, right? Job is scheduled here. Oh, this many not required. Just let me go ahead and change the settings here. SM37, I'm doing the settings here, right? It's not the event periodic, just one time. So just executing this job here, right? Job status is changed. It is active here, right? So whenever the job executed, you got the message here, express information, saying that express document cannot be sent, received from the author from, means the message, the text, it's not went here, not sent here. That's why you got this information as soon as job executed. If we go to the SOST transaction code, here we can check the status here. So it is failed. It is failed here. Connection error. Connection error means, so there is no mailbox server. That's why it's failing here. Here, if you go to the here, you can see the clear information cannot be transferred to the SM due to the connection error here. You can see the connection error here. Document sent. So it's not sent to the SMTP server here due to connection error. There is no SMTP node here like this. So that's why it's failing here. And also there is no receiver here. So that's why it's failing here. So as soon as when this type of means whenever any workflow messages or anything transaction is done, any background job executed, any PO executed, anything is done, normally users will receive the emails to their inboxes and everything here. So they will go to the SB, they will go to the here, then normally they will get the message mails to their email boxes, their email boxes, they will receive the emails here. So here also we can check it out here. This is called the inbound emails configuration, inbound. Inbound means workflow emails and everything we will receive to the here. So two documents which I sent it here, which not went well. So that's why it's in the documents list here. It's unread. I have not read this one. That's why. So it's in unread document. There is a PDF attached here. There is a, so sorry. SMTP error here, right? So then it went to the 0, again document 0. So you will get the your inbox, how in your Gmail box or Outlook, if you receive the emails and read something, something like that, you will get the emails count, right? Same as like here also, you will get the counts here. So documents which you sent it here. So you will get the, so type here. So it's not received here. So this type of emails, outbox, inbox, like shared folders. So you have the, so you have the things are ready here, right? This is called the business workspace here. You can also send the appointment of the calendars, distribution list, send the emails to the everything. You can send it, you can send it here. Everything we can send it to the receivers, or we can schedule the appointments. We can do that one. This is called the business workspace. This is a each and every user specific here, user specific business workspace here, user specific business workspace here. Your user is different. If you receive the emails, then your user is different. My inbox is different, your inbox is different. Like this here, you will get the emails here, right? So that is the one thing here, right? So configuration and all, we will do it in the SOST. Sorry, Scott. Scott is the configuration here to get the emails and everything here. So there is a inbound, this is the outbound email configuration, right? There is a inbound email configuration also. It will not be used only less customers. They will use the inbound email configuration here. Inbound emails configuration here. Inbound emails configuration. So there is a, I will give the rough idea what we have to do for inbound means, which is this is going from SAP to other email addresses. Inbound means which is coming inside of the SAP, inside of the SAP here, inside of the SAP addresses here. So there is some customization required here, but the transaction code for to checking the inbound emails is the SOIN. SOIN is the transaction code to get the emails to your SAP here. Here we can check the inbound send request here. That is the outbound. SOST is the outbound. SOIN is the inbound send request here. Here we can monitor it here. But there is some customization required here. So I will give you the, so what and all things we have to do it for the inbound email configuration here. That is called the inbound email configuration here. So to perform inbound email configuration here, right? So same in the Scott, in the same Scott settings, same configuration should be exist here, but in SICF, there is a SAP connect here. SAP connect here. This should be active. This should be active here. This should be, we have to activate it here. This should be, we have to activate this one here. It's failing. SICF transaction code here. I think it's already active. Yeah, it's already active. So here in the logon data, we need to maintain the one dedicated user ID and password we have to maintain here. One dedicated one user ID and password we have to maintain here. Suppose like 100 client. Okay, we are doing in the NWD. Okay, fine. So here one dedicated user ID and the password we have to maintain. Okay, that is done. Then in SU01, so in SU01, whatever the user you maintain, basis user, then what we have to do it here, we should not use this one. There is a, yeah, dedicated user we have to maintain. So then actually it should not be the dialog user, different user we have to maintain here. time zone. Okay, that's fine. Okay, once we maintain it here, there is a SMTP inbound email configuration, some customization, as I mentioned here, some customization required, right? Some customization required here. So that customization we have to perform, but that is the different actually. That is the different configuration we have to perform. So, but from our side, what we have to do in SICF transaction code, we have to activate the SAP Connect. We have to activate the SAP Connect here. Then once we activate the Connect, the user ID password we have to maintain. So then, so we can ask user to test it here. So then if you go to the SOIN transaction code, we will see the received the emails here to SAP here. You will get the mails to the SAP here. You will get the mails to the SAP here. So there is a dedicated things we have to maintain. Dedicated things means so some kind of one outbound email, not the outbound, one email address. How SAP will send to how the other users send which email IDs. There is a one dedicated distribution list we have to maintain in here. That is a different procedure. It's a very typical procedure, but for now you don't require that one. Just you can remember the outbound email configuration only using SOST. There is a outbound email configuration, the Scot configuration, Scot. So Scot configuration to get this one. Then so the port activation in SMICM SM25 port number by default here. We can also use the other ports also here. So once you've done it, then we can whenever any job executed, so it will generate the PDFs or emails. It will send, it will anyway to the other email addresses. It will go. So we can monitor as part of the day-to-day activity in the production systems. We will go to the SOST is the one of the daily monitoring activity. Here we will go and here we will monitor the how the emails are going and all those things we can monitor from here. All those things we can check it out from the here. So that is the one thing here, right? So that is the one thing about the SOST and Scot configurations here. So, but make sure if you are facing any issues here in SMICM, so the port should be active. Always the port should be active here. So normally the port is the 25 port number. We have to choose it. If you want to choose the different port number, you can use the different port number here. But so to make it permanently, these parameters we know, right? In RZ10, we have to change this profile parameter values here. RZ10, we have to go to the here. We need to change the profile parameters here. So see here how I have maintained the parameter here. Previously same parameters. Then the value, port number, timeout and processing timeout and timeout values I have configured here. Then save it and restart it. The value whatever you configured here, it will be permanent here. It will be saved as a permanent here. Then if you restart the ICM also, it won't go away. Same as like our NWD system here. In NWD, it is going, whenever you restart it, it is going out. Why? Because these things are not set here. So what you have to do, you can change these two parameters here. 3 parameters you can change it here. Okay. 3 parameters you can change it here and restart the system. Restart the system. So these are the 3 parameters. You can change it here. So you can change it these 3 parameters, and you can maintain whatever the port number you want to give it. So just give the same port and different port and a different HTTPS ports you can give it and restart the system. The value will be affected here. Okay. So apart from that, email configurations. So there is a queue configurations here, SMQR, SMQS here. Let me explain SMQR, SMQS. Just one.
Ravi, for these transactions, is it going to be like a separate class for RFC connections?
I think I will explain it separately, right? So instead of mixing in here, I will explain it separately. That's fine, right?
Yeah, that would be better because those are related to RFCs, right?
Yeah,
Your
RFC types.
transactions are.
Yeah, RFC types. Yeah, transaction RFC. Okay, then I will explain it separately tomorrow. Okay.
I do have one question. In the
Yes.
parameters you just showed in the
Yes. Yes.
RZ10
Yeah.
profile,
Yes.
in the SMTP port, you only configured 25 and then $2 signs. So is that how we configure and then the instance number is automatically picked up?
Yeah. Instance number automatically it will be picked up. So you don't want to pick up automatically. I want to give my own port number means you can give the your own thing here. So otherwise, so why we have given like this in the production when we do the refresh or sometimes, so if you whatever the instance number we have given for the development quality and the production, so if you restore it, the production things will come into the picture, right? Production things will
Right.
come into the picture. If you want to maintain the standard one, 25 instance number, 25 instance number. Dollar means it's an instance number. It will pick up automatically. Whatever the instance number of the your development, it will pick up the automatically. It's not mandatory, but if you want to choose some customer, they will choose the only dedicated port number is for the 25 port number. They will choose it here. But this port is knowing for everybody. Everybody knows SMTP port means 25. So maybe sometimes there is a security vulnerabilities and something some hacking, something like that. We may get it out. So in this case, we can change port number to the our own port number here, maybe 25 instance number. So like this, we can change it.
Okay.
It depends, like how we want to go. That's the depends here. Depends upon the customer. Customer sometimes they don't want to go for normally standard HTTP port is 80, right? 80 instance number. Then HTTPS is standard SAP standard 443. These are the reserved port numbers for the SAP. So 80 and 443. 80. So instance number is 20, right? Then 20 and 21. We have the multiple application servers, then multiple port numbers. You see, it's not easy to remember all those things. That's why the people will set the common port numbers for the in the all the profiles here, all the profiles. So if anyone asks what is their HTTP port number means 8000. HTTPS means 44300. So like that we can set it out here. Otherwise, if we don't maintain 80, one instance number is 20, and the second one more application server port number is the 21. It's a some confusing and all the ports we have to open it, and so there is a some typical tool means it's hard to remember all the port numbers of the application servers in our organization. But if you maintain the port number this one, sometimes what will happen, the hackers sometimes security one they may hack it sometimes. HTTP calls or HTTPS calls, they may hack it sometimes. So why? Because this port is knows everybody, and 80443 is knows everyone knows here. So due to some organizational security policies, sometimes they may change it, sometimes they will give the different numbers, so they will give the same numbers. It depends.
Right. So if they're using any custom ports, then the only place we need to change would be SMICM, right? Or is
Right.
there like,
Yes, right, that's right. SMS, yeah.
is there
But
any other place that we need to configure those ports?
here in the profile parameters.
That's it, right? Okay.
Yeah, profile parameter is the permanent. We want to only temporarily emergency basis means go to the SMICM, you can change it, but make sure you have to set the same parameters in the RJ10 as well for temporarily. Whenever the restart happens, automatically this will pick up the parameters from the profiles and it will be active. Same profiles will be active here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks everyone. So we'll see tomorrow with the RFC connection types, QR, QS, inbound configurations, outbound configurations, all those things. Not the emails configuration, the queues, sending the messages. So transactional RFCs, all those things we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay.